Good morning, or I'm so used to saying good morning. Sorry, good afternoon. I am Beth Ricklefs. I am a life insurance sales director here at IAMS, and I am so excited today to have Corey Martin with us from Sagicor. We're going to be talking about their single premium life insurance plan. This is a vital tool for life insurance producers and annuity producers, or a combination of both, to add into your practice. To generate more sales. I like the attendee list that I'm seeing here. I can see that there's some brand new agents here and some agents that are not contracted with us yet. So I'll start with a little intro to IAMS. IAMS is a independent marketing organization that you can choose to do your business with for life and annuities. We do offer a new producer builder program when you get licensed with one of our carriers. That starts the clock for your first 6 months, and you can earn different levels of prizes or gifts for your production. So for every 100,000 of FIA or single premium life, that will get you to the first level. Target premium, that equals $10,000 worth of target, and you can go all the way up to $1 million on the annuities or single premium life, that equals $100,000 of target premium. And life insurance, this is an incentive, obviously. As soon as you get contracted, the best way for you to see all the benefits of doing business with IAMS that I'm going to go over with is for you to start submitting business with us, and we want to make it worth your while to do so. So if you are new to IAMS or thinking about getting contracted, definitely take advantage of these different levels of programs that you can take advantage of. IAMS is a lot like your business, and our best agents that we can work with are usually from a referral. So if there is a business partner, colleague, someone that you think would benefit from the services at IAMS, once they get contracted, that is a $50 one-time bonus, and then you will continue to earn commissions off business that they write with IAMS. You can see the different percentages there, from life to index annuity all the way to MIGA. That's just a thank you from us for thinking of us and referring the agent to us. It is not a haircut off their top street commissions. It is out of IAMS' pocket. We also offer marketing reimbursement to all of our agents. For every 100,000 of FIA index annuity premium, you're going to earn $100 of marketing reimbursement. Single premium life, which is what we're talking about today, is going to earn you $200 of marketing reimbursement, and life target, every 10,000 is going to be earning you $200 of marketing reimbursement. And we will go over some of the ways that you can spend that money, but pretty much anything that you do outside of IAMS, you can also use that marketing reimbursement as well. We offer the full package. I think most IMOs talk about back office support, but in my 23 years of experience, we do it the best. We have the best sales directors on the annuity and life insurance side to help you troubleshoot a case, to getting that case design, know how to present it, to writing the business. Our case management team on the life and annuity side is amazing to make sure that those cases are handheld all the way through the process so that they get approved and issued and then obviously delivered. And then, of course, you are paid. Case design, we've got forms at your fingertips using our website. Submission to commission support, but that really has everything from very, very pre-sale all the way through the underwriting process. Obviously getting paid, but then there's service work involved with life and annuity production, like changing beneficiaries, withdrawals, loans, all of those things we can help out with too. Life and annuity quotes we can do on our website. You can also speak with your sales director. And then the level of expertise with the directors that we have here at IAMS is top notch. It's the best people that I've worked with in the industry. And we do use paperless contracting, which makes it very handy to get a contract with a company and write business, right away, unless we have a state that requires pre-approval. If you have not done so before, please go to our website, iamsinc.com. Even if you're not contracted with us, you can register for our website. It will tell you that it's going to take 24 hours for you to get approved. It's actually instant. You just need to go to your junk mail. Usually that's where the approval is, and then you have access to everything on our IAMS website. So there's a wonderful sales resource library that has advanced planning topics, buy, sell, key man. It's got calculators on there, presentations. You could spend a lot of time on the sales resource library and get a lot of great information. We do have a term and GUL quoter off of our website, online forms. You can always ask us for the forms too to get those emailed out to you. Industry links, you're going to find great sales articles, annuity grids, long-term care grids. You could also quote final expense off of our website. The way of the world now is e-application. So most of our business is submitted that way. There are a few carriers that will still allow paper applications with annuities. We are supported under Luma, which is a fantastic platform because it does keep track of your business. You can quote on there. You're able to go back and access it even if, after it's placed, to look at the cases that you're writing through IAMS. Firelight is what we used to use for annuities, and I believe it's still in conjunction with Luma, but Luma is who you'd want to register for on our website. Firelight in itself we keep on because there are a few life insurance carriers that use Firelight. Most of our carriers for life are going to be managed by iPipeline. So Luma, you do have to register on our website to use. iPipeline, you're automatically registered to use once you log into, or once you get your set up on IAMSinc.com. And then we use Sunfire for our Medicare business. Going back to those marketing dollars, we have our creative services team. The wonderful people here with creative services that really handhold you with all kinds of design when it comes to your marketing efforts, from as simple as doing a logo design, business cards, flyers, brochures, anything social media. The limit to what they can do is really just limited by imagination on what they can accomplish for us. Of course, the marketing dollars do go towards these programs if you decide to use our creative marketing services, which I would highly recommend because they are very efficient in the financial services field, which means that you're not recreating the wheel of marketing material that is coming across as compliant and above board. We also offer a complimentary marketing analysis. Many of you on the call, I would assume, have not done this with us before. Please reach out to either your life insurance sales director or annuity director and complete one of these. It's a little mini business plan, but obviously geared towards your marketing efforts. So we're going to talk about where you are with your marketing efforts, and that can be nothing up to some, having a marketing plan, and where you want to go with your business in the future. And then we work with creative services to design that plan about what's working, what's not working, what needs to be updated, a plan on how to get those things implemented. And like I said, all of those marketing dollars can be used for our creative services. But if you haven't done this with us, it's a good eye-opener, a good place to get started with marketing effort is by completing the free marketing analysis. And keep in mind with the marketing dollars, like I said a little bit ago, if there's something that you like that's working for you, you can still get the marketing reimbursement. The dollar just goes a little bit further by using our creative services. And we round out our whole package of services with IAMS Wealth Management. As you probably know or have heard in the industry, having additional lines of business makes your business more sticky. So if you're only a life insurance producer, adding another line, whether it's annuities or wealth management, is a great way to retain those clients. If you have annuities, adding in the life insurance, single premium life is a great gateway drug for that into the life insurance world. And IAMS Wealth Management, it does create retention with the clients. It's a great way to make income more steady since the managed fees are paid out monthly. And the most important thing is that it strengthens the relationship of the clients that you are working with. We do offer life and annuity academies. We wrapped that up a couple weeks ago for 2024. Be looking for the dates starting in the spring of 2025. This is an awesome event. We usually hold it in our office in Omaha, Nebraska. We've also gone to Des Moines, Minneapolis, and Chicago for events. The one part that's so great is that you get to meet agents all over the country that you can rub elbows with and meet and listen to what they're doing in their practice that is working. We have a panel of our advisors that are very successful with IAMS to give their feedback and insight into the industry, but you're going to hear from different carriers on marketing strategies, macro tax planning. You'll hear more about IAMS Wealth Management, but there's no way you can't get some very great ideas to implement into your business right away to make a huge difference in your 2025. So be reaching out to your directors on the life and annuity side and make sure you're letting them know that this is something you want to attend for next year. We do a trip every year. Ours is different because we have an 18-month qualification period, which started back in January. It's going to run all the way to June of this next year. So there's still plenty of time to qualify. Single premium life is a great way to get a head start on the points, but annuity production and life target also combined help with your qualification. If you work with any of the directors, they can really break it down piece by piece monthly, what kind of production needs to happen so that you do make it to that trip. We'd love to help you kind of get that in a vision for yourself. So please reach out. Again, I'm a life insurance sales director at IAMS. Our life department is top notch. My area of focus over the last 23 years has always been life insurance, and I'm just amazed by our team and what we're able to help producers with. Single premium life is such a big key component. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool. Great for any kind of experienced agent, to someone new into the business, is implementing the practice of looking out for single premium opportunities. It's a quick turnaround on the application. Corey will go through that detail. It's quick to get paid. It's great with all the levels of points that you can earn with IAMS if you're a new producer, to marketing dollars, to win trip credit. So with that in mind, of course, like us on Facebook and LinkedIn, and I will go ahead and turn this over to Corey.
Thanks so much, Beth.
Okay.
All right,
I can
there
see
we
your
go.
screen.
You got me on the screen now?
Yes, I do.
Outstanding. Well, great. Thank you, Beth, for the introduction and the opportunity to talk to your advisors. My name's Corey Martin. I am with Sagicor Life Insurance Company. I'm the regional sales manager here. I'm based out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So it's a pleasure to get to talk with you today. I understand we may have some advisors who are on the West Coast. Just as a point of reference, just like many life insurance companies, our chronic illness rider is not yet available in the state of California. However, if you are doing business outside of the state of California, even if you're domiciled in California, these products will be available for sale electronically. So the application is electronic, the process is electronic. So most of what we're going to be talking about today is wealth transfer, the benefits of utilizing this as part of your offering, and the chronic benefit piece is certainly a big part of it as well. A couple of things we'll address during our brief time together today. One very important question that I believe will open doors for you, not only relative to this single premium and wealth transfer and what that means to you and your clients, but other opportunities as well. So we'll address that, as well as the opportunity of what this brings to you from adding this to your offering. If you're not already offering single premium life, we're going to give you some compelling reasons why it's a conversation you should start having today. And then the risks certainly of your clients and choosing not to do something, not to take action relative to some of what we're going to have a conversation about here today. So again, thanks so much for taking your time to be with us today. So a couple of things to consider when talking about single premium life. I go around the country and I speak a lot on single premium life, and here's a couple of things that I found really compelling in the world of life insurance. And the LIMRA, which is the Life Insurance Marketing Research Association, in 2021 conducted a study of buying habits, and actually it was put out at the beginning of 22. Of buying habits of the life insurance general public for 2021. It was identified as wealth transfer was the #1 reason that people bought. And I think that speaks to the fact of most often boomers, pre-retirees and retirees are looking for options to move wealth more efficiently from their generation to their kids' generation and grandkids' generation. So that's what these concepts and products speak to, but also the fact that there was a federal government study that was done in the same year that predicted nearly 7 out of 10 people who are turning age 65 today will have a need for some type of chronic illness benefit during their lifetime. So I feel very strongly that this kind of defines the opportunity for all of us and our industry moving forward. And the question I get most often is, where do we find the money to fund these contracts? And we'll talk about that. So the growing opportunity, again, we talk about the number of boomers that turn age 65 every day, and it's historic. As a matter of fact, we've even designated a terminology for it, which is the peak 65, which is happening right now. More people turning age 65 than ever before, and millions of those people are just completely unprepared. Underestimating health expenses, I see this often. Many people believe that 20 to 22, 23, 24, 25% of their expenses in retirement will be allocated toward health. That couldn't be further from the truth. That's about half right. It's nearly 45% that health expenses in retirement. Ignoring the cost of care, it's amazing to me that most pre-retirees and retirees believe that Medicare covers some type of long-term care benefit, which again is far from the truth. And then not setting their affairs in order just by doing some simple estate planning tools, and obviously single premium life is a pretty simple one. As we all have talked about and have kind of learned about 50% of all pre-retirees and retirees have the financial concern of outliving their retirement savings. Health insurance costs, market fluctuations, which we're seeing as people tend to get to those pre-retirement years, they tend to be risk averse. So we'll talk a little bit about that, but they're moving money out of the marketplace into what we would call safe money alternatives, and we'll address that here in just a minute. Unexpected costs that arise, nearly half of people are concerned. Lifestyle changes, do we downsize? Do we rent? What's that going to look like? Being a financial burden to their kids, and a desire to leave an inheritance. So money that, again, is moved from one generation to the next, that's a concern on people's minds for sure. And when we talk about chronic illness, when we talk about chronic disease specifically, nearly 6 in 10 have a current chronic disease. So it's you know, we've heard a number of some of the political debate this season has been about how to undo what's happening in the chronic disease in America. Well, not only that, the fact that 40% or 4 in 10 of adults in the US now have 2 or more. And what's the thing about these chronic diseases, they typically don't improve with age. So this is something that needs to be addressed here in the marketplace. So how do we start the conversation with our clients? Well, you know, what we've found is this is a pretty simple pivot. If you're a life insurance professional, if you're an annuity professional, whatever marketplace you are in, it's important to know who's going to assist you with your care needs when that time comes. That's a terrific way to open the conversation, since nearly 1 in 3 retirees, about 35% of the current population of pre-retirees and retirees, spend time caring for a loved one. So not only would they lose mom or dad to a healthcare facility, but they'll also lose a caregiver. And nearly 55%, so more than half of parents expect their children to care for them. Well, I would dare say that I don't know how many children know that about their parents, that they're expecting the kids to take care of them. But oftentimes we find that parents and kids are definitely not on the same page. And women are very vulnerable here from the standpoint of needing care and becoming caregivers, because as we know, women have a tendency to live longer than men. So let's talk about where to find the money, and having funds set aside for those just in case moments is certainly something to be aware of. There's now $19 trillion with T on the sidelines in what we call safe money alternatives: cash, money market funds, short-term bond funds, CDs, things of that nature. That's a huge component of the funding mechanisms of where we're seeing money coming into Sagicor to fund these single premium life insurance contracts. So one of the most compelling questions that I've run across in my time in the field, and I do spend a lot of time in the field talking to our partners, Beth and her team, and agents and advisors all over the country, was, you know what? I need to know where my clients have their retirement portfolio. I've always been intrigued by where people keep their money and why. So one great question to uncover those opportunities is, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, would it be okay with you if we looked at your retirement portfolio, your saving strategies, your investment portfolio through the lens of taxation? Would that be okay with you? And I've never heard anyone say no to that question, from the standpoint of they just want to know, if they're not educated on the tax ramifications of where they're holding their money and why, this is a great opportunity to do that. You've got typically one of 3. Tax now bucket, which is, again, think CDs, money market accounts, which are most of the safe money alternatives that you hear about today. Then you've got tax deferred opportunities, which is your typical 401ks, your 403bs, traditional IRAs. Again, an opportunity to educate and talk with your clients in a way that they may not have been coached up on these types of topics. And then obviously the tax-free bucket, which those of us in the insurance industry have a tendency to love and want to talk about. So this is, again, just a diagram of a great way to have those conversations, and one question that can uncover tremendous opportunity. So when we talk about opportunity and what's out there, and having the conversations with your clients. What are some of the risks and the basis of those risks when we talk about care planning specifically? As we mentioned, 70% are going to need some type of age-related care service. Where's that money going to come from? Is it going to come from your nest egg of retirement, your annuities, your income, your retirement accounts? Where is that money going to come from? On the flip side, nearly almost 4 out of 10 have already started researching care options. So people know they're becoming educated, but we can certainly do a better job as an industry. And this is certainly the opportunity to do that. The risk of not taking action: women, 3.7 years of care, with the average care across the United States costing about $72,000 a year for individual care. Now, you can find those statistics in your area. There is a website. I'll get it to Beth. Beth, I don't have it right off the top of my head, but there is a website where you can research the cost of care in any zip code in the United States. So that'll be a great tool. I'll pass that on to Beth for you. But 3.7 years for women and 2.2 years for men, and knowing that that costs $75,000 a year on average, that's a lot of money. Where is that going to come from? And are you willing to take that on yourself, or is that something that you want to some risk employment strategy that you want to shift that risk to an insurance company? Again, just investigating and showing a little bit of some of what's available in the marketplace: assisted living facilities, nursing home, private rooms, semi-private room. This just gives you an idea of some of the significant costs that can be incurred in that cost of care. So who pays for care planning? Now, again, as we talked about before, most people think that Medicare covers long-term care. It absolutely does not cover any type of long-term care strategy. In Medicaid, there's a strict income and asset limit and a 5-year look back at financials. It's difficult to qualify for Medicaid. And long-term care insurance is really gone by the wayside. Most long-term care policies they exclude some type of service. There's some type of authorized provider. There's a lot of barriers to entry, if you will, including price. So those are typically not being utilized in the marketplace today. So additional risks: family risk, career risk. Am I going to have to leave the workforce to help take care of mom and dad? And what is that going to mean to my own family? My income risk: well, caregivers lose an average of $304,000 in wages, retirement, and Social Security benefits. Absolutely, that's going to be an impact on me and my family. Expense risk, generational risk. Am I a sandwich generation? Again, I'm kind of an example of that. I'm helping take care of my 85-year-old mother, and I've got college-age kids, so we're right in the middle. That's a risk to all of us. In health insurance risk, 40% of caretakers report stress. I mean, mental health is a challenge that you certainly don't want to be heaped on with having to concern yourself with these inherent risks to planning for care. And then legacy risk, the inheritance liquidated for care. I'm seeing it all the time, and there's never been a better time than right now to have these conversations. So let's dig deeper into the opportunity itself. What WealthCare is a single premium IUL that we've designed with a number of guarantees inherent to the contract itself. So principal protection being one of those guarantees, with growth and upside opportunity. Accelerated death benefit for care funding flexibility. Again, we'll let you know as soon as that is approved in California, but it's approved in most any other state in the country where we are currently doing business. Return of premium available from day one. So for those that have gotten out of the marketplace and liquidated funds, to begin again sitting on their pile of money to make sure that they have sufficient funds for what happens in retirement, we're literally moving the dollars that we're seeing from our left pocket to our right pocket. It's you're liquidating CDs or you're liquidating money market accounts, and again, utilizing the leverage that life insurance provides. And then we've always got the tax efficient wealth transfer to beneficiaries, which is one of the key components of single premium life. Now, not all care is built the same. So where our accelerated benefit rider is available, ours is an indemnity contract. So it provides the benefit, whether in lump sum or monthly payments, irregardless of what that money is being utilized for. Many of the hybrid contracts, the traditional long-term care, either riders or other types of products that are available in the marketplace are reimbursement contracts, which means, again, either the benefit can be assigned to a home or it can be, but you've got to spend those dollars before the reimbursement takes place. So upfront costs, no upfront costs on our particular contract other than a small administrative fee at the beginning of the contract. There's no additional underwriting required for our accelerated rider. We're not going to require your client to complete a get up and go or do anything else related to a number of long-term care riders and long-term care contracts. And for you, as far as continuing education requirements, there are none. There's no health insurance requirement, no health insurance licensing, there's no LTC licensing or continuing ed required for this particular contract. The way we underwrite these policies is we built a platform of AI underwriting that we call accelerating. So this is, as I mentioned at the beginning of our presentation here, that the medical process, the non-med process here is e-application. So this is done, again, completely via e-application. There's no paper involved in this transaction whatsoever. The contract can also be delivered via e-delivery or paper, whichever you prefer and your client prefers. This includes a script check. We do MIV, MVR, and ID verify, so that we want to verify who this person is, especially if you're doing business across state lines virtually. That's how we make sure that everyone is who they say they are. We use that ID verify process. Now, above our amounts for accelerating, we do offer full underwriting, so we can take larger risks. As a matter of fact, I'm working on right under $3 million single premium deposit that's going to generate about a $5 million death benefit. So there are larger cases that we do take, but these are the what we call, again, accelerating or easy underwriting from the standpoint of getting policies in and getting policies out. We work on net amount at risk. So take a 65-year-old individual. The net amount at risk of $350,000, the typical $300,000, if you take a $300,000 deposit, is going to at least double that death benefit. So 300 will buy 600. That will fall within the net amount at risk of $350,000, which is the difference between the single deposit and the first year death benefit. So the difference between those two numbers is the net amount at risk, and we'll determine if we can do this on an accelerated underwriting platform. So one of the best ways to show in the real world what this looks like is to actually show a case we actually closed. This is a case on Bob and Maria. This is a case that I was involved in. Maria, age 65, Bob, age 55, a preferred non-tobacco for both. Now, we always quote preferred here because our preferred class is actually a blended class. And what that means is it's issued from preferred through table 4. So anyone, and the table 4 being 100% rating. So it is priced to accept some risk. In this particular case, we had nearly $2 million of liquid assets, which were their objectives were income replacement for each, a complementary source of care funds, as Bob's father was in the process of needing care. So they were taking care of his father and they realized the need for, and they certainly didn't want to burden their children and their estate for the expense of should that time come. And asset control was key, and that's something, again, with a life insurance contract, the owner is in control of that asset. So access, leverage, and control, obviously huge when talking about life insurance. So those were what we were trying to accomplish, and what specifically we were able to accomplish for Bob, taking $100,000 to purchase the single premium wealth care contract. We were able to get, at the end of year one, guaranteed death benefit of nearly 3 times leverage. So almost $300,000 of guaranteed death benefit at the end of year one. Again, important to understand what we're providing here. So even in the case where, if it's in California, that's some significant leverage, paid with one single premium, no additional premium required, return of premium guaranteed from day one. Now, if I happen to need chronic illness care, if I'm outside of the state of California, at the end of year one, you're looking at a bucket of money of $266,418 available as a lump sum, or over 48 months, whichever fits the family situation better. That's available to the family upon, again, the definition of chronic for us is the incapable of performing 2 of 6 ADLs, which is pretty much the trigger industry-wide of what we consider long-term care or long-term care alternatives. So 2 of 6 ADLs, it's a one-page claim form, extremely simple, one of the easiest I've seen in the industry. One-page claim form, and once your client's on claim, they're on claim until they don't want to be. Now, what we were able to do for Maria being a little bit older, we took $100,000 and we created a guaranteed leverage of $231,000 at the end of the first year. Again, guaranteed, and return a premium from day one. $206,000 available to fulfill the chronic piece of this. 2 of 6 ADLs by the end of year one. Again, that money's available in a lump sum or out over 48 months, whichever the family suits best. 2 of 6 ADLs, again, being the trigger of when those benefits are paid. The upside opportunity. So what we find is, again, once people understand the benefit of guaranteeing a death benefit, they like the guarantee, they like the guaranteed return of premium, but I want my cake and I want to eat it too. I want the upside opportunity that's linked to an indexing strategy that I may be familiar with. And most people are familiar with BlackRock. BlackRock is who we've partnered with in their iShare brand to, again, allocate dollars, whether via a participation strategy or a cap strategy, high cap or high par as well. So the high cap and high par strategy is about 75 cents on every dollar that we get is allocated to a high cap or high par strategy. Now, it's important to understand that the high cap and high par strategy, what you give up from a 7.5% cap to an 11% cap, is a 1% account value or an asset charge that is, again, charged to that account every year, but it does not affect the return of premium. So at least 75 cents on every dollar is allocated to one of those options because, again, as we increase the value of the contract, we're also increasing the value of the chronic component because it is tied to the death benefit of the policy. And then there's a declared rate strategy as well. Small as it may be, it's always surprising to have some dollars, at least 10 to 12% allocated to a declared rate strategy as well. So why wealth care? Again, we're talking specifics of the product. Again, a preferred underwriting class. This is available for ages 18 to 85. So there are very few people that you'll run into on a regular basis that you can't talk to about this particular contract. So up to age 85, guaranteed return of premium from day one. So again, it provides access, leverage, and control of that asset. And again, thinking we just pull the money out of our left pocket and put it in our right pocket, that's a great way to explain exactly what's happening here. Lifetime guaranteed death benefits with upside potential. So again, the client that is a pre-retiree or retiree is going to tell you that they like safety, that they want to be close to their, well, we can provide all of that, but the best thing about it is we can provide that upside potential as well to grow that benefit over time. So their legacy can grow, their chronic illness benefit can grow. There's also a credited interest rate bonus. So think of this as a persistency bonus. So the floor of our IUL contract here is 0. So again, there's no sliding backwards as far as equity goes. 50 bips becomes the floor in year 11. So once that year 11 hits, that's automatic. That's credited interest rate bonus that's credited each year from year 11 moving forward. No lapse guarantees that are built into the contract, and up to $500,000 of the death benefit is available if 2 of 6 ADLs are unable to be performed. So that is the chronic trigger in the states where our chronic illness benefit is available. So again, that's the comfort that your client can have over time. Spoke about the fast and easy claim process. Upon qualification, your client has access to that cash, whether it's in a lump sum or over a monthly 48-month period. Again, whatever benefits your client most effectively. Benefits are income tax free. Client can spend the money however they like. It's an indemnity product. So again, the benefit to them is they can use it however they like. And they won't ever have to worry about submitting medical receipts, submitting claim expenses, in-home care expenses, whatever the cost may be, whatever the case may be, none of that will transpire. It's again, fast and easy. So what's the next step? Well, the great thing about this particular contract, we are seeing this cross aisles. Now, there's not a lot of annuity advisors that like to sell life insurance for reasons having to do mostly with the unfamiliarity of how that works and how it can benefit your client. Well, hopefully we've just been able to give you a little bit of a slice of what is different here, but we're finding that just having these simple conversations, finding funds on the sidelines, assets that are exposed to market volatility, keeping in mind that as clients get to that pre-retiree and retiree stage, they shave a portion of those assets off to sit on, to be close to guarantee what's going to happen. Now, older policies without living benefits, we're finding a number of 1035 exchange opportunities. So that's always something that if an older life insurance contract that has some benefit to it, that 1035 exchange can purchase a current life insurance or a new life insurance contract with some of these living benefits. Gen X and millennials will be inheriting more money than has ever changed hands, is going to be changing hands in the next decade. It's now time to identify where those assets are going to go and how those will be managed. So again, opportunity is everywhere. Hopefully you can use some of the questions that we identified, and the one particular question about seeing your client's money through the lens of taxation and taking the opportunity to share with your clients what some of those solutions can be. Starting the conversation, do you know anyone who needs care? Do you know anyone who's a family caregiver currently? So again, there are compelling questions that you can ask and start having those conversations today. We find this is a terrific cross-selling opportunity and a real opportunity for you to drive revenue with clients and prospects that you've already got. So we're in the middle of a peak 65 opportunity. Wealth care and our milestone MIGA satisfy key needs of guarantees, associated benefits of wealth transfer and chronic illness. You've got service options with streamlined applications, e-delivery, e-application, accelerated underwriting, so not putting your clients in a bad situation. No long-term care requirements or licensing for this particular contract. And we will help you. I will be happy to help you. Beth and her team are experts at this, helping you identify who's a prospect, what the situation is, and what may be an appropriate fit. So take care of, again, I can't speak to Beth and her team enough about the white glove concierge service that they provide. We're thrilled to be a partner with IAMS and with Beth and her team. So hopefully we've given you a little bit of food for thought here today. And if there's anything I can ever do, certainly to help further our relationship, I am here to do that. So Beth, with that, I'll turn it back over to you.
Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. Just a few sales ideas for anyone that reviews any life insurance case, like an old UL, for example. I really can't believe I still have these conversations with underfunded ULs that are getting ready to go south. And I just had one the other day. It's a $100,000 death benefit. It's got like $40,000 of cash, but it's expected to be out of money, I think, in 9 years. And that's a risk. Like, do you let it run for 9 years and see if death occurs in that time, or do we stop the bleeding? And a lot of people choose to stop the bleeding, so that's an awesome opportunity for single premium life. I'm not going to name the carrier, but there's a particular carrier I have in mind that has stopped servicing business, and they have done some terrible things with cap rates and things like that. And these people are just wanting to get out again to stop the bleeding. Adding it into your annuity business is super key. If you are wanting to sell more annuities, single premium life is an awesome opportunity to do that. Getting into the conversation is going to help you leverage more of their money so that it can go into annuities. For example, I had somebody with $100,000 of CD money that came due this month, and she wanted to know what to do with it. And so what we did was we bought single premium life with the amount for that single premium to cover the $100,000, because the $100,000 was earmarked for grandchildren and children. And then the difference we invested into an annuity. So that gives access to all kinds of things. For her, it was going to be spoiling the grandchildren and using that investment to free up some things so that, yeah, they get a death benefit if they pass, but they also have fund money now because they've replaced that intended money with life insurance. And then the other part, when you talk about chronic illness, I have an agent that did a single premium life product that they did trigger the chronic illness, and they were able to liquidate that single premium product to help cover those expenses. And she did die like right before all the benefits were paid out on that. But what that allowed him to do is he had done annuity planning and other investment planning for her. And even though it wasn't used for life insurance, the fact that she had the chronic illness safeguarded those annuities that she didn't have to dip into, so they can continue to grow, and other investments that didn't have to be liquidated just by using single premium life. So and then there's always the people that they have that, I'm not going to tell you about money. Single premium life insurance is a great way to get around it. People that have earmarked CDs, savings accounts, whatever, because in their head it's earmarked for an intention like funeral expenses or chronic illness. And if you could introduce this to them, that can free up those monies, which would help with more annuity sales. And then it's great for you as a new producer for the new producer bonuses, marketing dollars, and the trip credit. I do have a couple polling questions for you. The first is if you would like any more information about the topic today. Okay, and then next is if you'd like to get appointed with Sagicor. Oops, I didn't leave that one open enough. Well, that doesn't seem to be working for me. So, oh wait. If you have any immediate needs for the topic we discussed today. And with that, Corey, do you have anything else to wrap up?
No, I think we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish, and hopefully you can feel comfortable utilizing my resources, Beth and her team as well, and we're here to help you design those cases that come across your desk. So thanks so much.
One last thing is utilize the life insurance department. We are so skilled. We have excellent ideas, different strategies. I was brought up in the insurance business. My dad taught me the limit to what you can do with insurance products is limited by your imagination. We have incredible imaginations out here. So if you're wanting to work into a case or troubleshoot something, we've got the best team that you can work with, so don't hesitate to call out to the life directors here at IAMS. Corey, thank you so much for being with us today, and everybody have a great rest of your week. Please give me a call if you have any questions at all. I'd love to talk with you.
Always a pleasure, Beth. Thanks so much.